WAOH is brought to you in part by Scooters Coffee. Visit Scooters Coffee today, East Market Street at Arlington, near the East End and former Goodyear World Headquarters.
Today, I'm with Leisa Russell and Tom Boston, and they are putting on a performance called The Tomb is Empty Now, just in time for Easter. How are you guys today?
We're good.
Awesome.
Awesome. Well, I'm so glad that you're here today.
Thank you.
Leisa, go ahead and just share a little bit of the backstory of how this play got started and what made you want to do this performance.
Well, actually, God inspired this performance and this program back in 2013.
Okay.
After we had done our first drive-through Christmas program.
Oh, wonderful.
And so it has taken this long to really, come to fruition. And so we finally had a church say yes. And so we knew it was God's timing.
That's really great. And what is your role in it?
Actually, I'm set designer.
Set designer. No, that's wonderful. And I know you've been doing a lot of the promotional aspect of getting it out there so that people can come and see the show as well.
Yeah.
And go ahead and share with me a little bit about the show and about your role as Jesus in the show.
Leisa used to be a friend of mine until she asked me to play Jesus. And
it's a big role.
That's a huge role.
It's a huge role.
I was very, very humbled. The idea is the passion of Christ. And my goal is playing Jesus is to allow myself to be given totally over to him. If he doesn't work through me, if he does not speak, if he does not do the acting, the part itself, he knows what he went through. I can only imagine. And so as Jesus, my goal, and I shared this with Leisa, and she's been praying with me for this, I want to show the humanity of Christ, but I cannot lose the divinity of Christ. I have to show both. He was God, he was man. He, as the Son of Man, I've been thinking of the scripture verse in Hebrews where it says that we have a high priest who cannot be touched with the feelings of our infirmities. He can be touched with our infirmities. He knows us. And so my goal as Jesus, and I'm watching this play out in the skits that we're doing, the practices that we're having, the facial features that are coming with the individuals as Jesus reaches out, as he touches them, as he speaks to them. I'm watching the facial reactions, and it's just, the other night, our last practice, one of the young girls, she's playing the part where Jesus meets the two ladies on the road, and he says, I'm going ahead, tell my disciples, I'm going to Galilee. The glow that she had on her face, it was unbelievable. I've never in my life. She just says, I just want to hug Jesus. And she started to come and whoa, I'm not allowed to. I'm not supposed to touch Jesus. But she and I were talking later, and this is what I'm seeing. I'm seeing a transformation in the people that are doing these parts. And the goal is to give the gospel story. I talked to her and she says, all I have done is give myself over and said, God, use me. I'm going out of my comfort zone. She says, I'm not one to be out in public. She said, I want to present Jesus. The glow that she had on her face, she's going to be phenomenal. My desire, and I shared this with Leisa, Jesus brings the cross down, headed to Golgotha, and he's carrying the cross. And I shared with Leisa, I said, pray that I, as Jesus, can look at somebody. We're coming right down through. Leisa shared, it's interactive. The audience is going to participate in this. And what I want to do as Christ, he's going to know who's there that has a need. And I want to make eye contact with that person as Jesus. It's not going to be Tom. It's going to be Christ himself that's going to say, I love you, I care for you, and I know.
Tom, I can really see your passion for this role, and that really comes out. Leisa, I know you wanted to bring Tom for that very reason, and I think people are going to want to see this even because of your passion for the role, and that's really beautiful. Leisa, share with us about what the performance is going to be like for the audience member. I know it's very interactive, and so share with us about that, and I know people need to get tickets in advance.
Yes.
to reserve a seat. So I'd love to hear that.
What we plan to have the audience do is each table will be assigned a different part to play.
Okay.
As far as, some of them will be yelling, crucify him, crucify him. We want Barabbas. We want Barabbas.
Okay.
Some of the disciples will be selected from the audience, our guests, and they will be put into costume and joining the cast as we, move forward to share Christ's story.
That's amazing. And I love interactive shows. I actually was just down in Charleston, South Carolina over the summer and was part of an interactive murder mystery, a little different than this, definitely. Yeah. But it was so fun. And everyone who came to the show, I was so impressed. They just all got into it and had a great time and just really enjoyed being a part of an interactive show. And so I think that this is really unique, what you guys are doing. And it's really wonderful to bring people in and have them be a part of the story as well. And so how can people get tickets? Do you want to answer that one, Leisa?
Yeah, basically they just need to reserve a seat at thetomb.is empty now@gmail.com. There's no cost to join us. The dinner is free, but we have to have reservation to be able to provide the food, make sure we have enough food for everyone, and to stay within the fire code and occupancy, because everything does happen around all the dining tables, the dinner tables.
Well, and what a cool opportunity for our community, especially maybe for people that might not usually get to go see a show or go have a sit-down dinner. The tickets are free, and you do have to reserve your seat, but you can go see this amazing Easter story. And just to wrap us up here, why should someone come? If they're kind of on the fence here, Tom, what would you say to them? What would you say to inspire them to come to the performance?
Some people have never heard of Jesus in a positive way. They've known him as a curse word. They've known him just as somebody that's out there that doesn't know who they are and doesn't care.
Yeah.
If you want to get a glimpse of what Christ did, being the sacrificial lamb, if you will, if you want to know that there is a God who loves you, if you want to know that there is a God who cares and who understands, I have been impressed with Scripture in this, and more and more and more, I'm seeing thy will, God, be done. Jesus himself said, thy will be done. If you want something more to life, all we have to do is come and bow our knee to God himself and say, Father, I can't. I don't even know who you are, but will you show me? And if somebody senses that, I'm already seeing, I already have seen in the practices.
Yeah, the cast.
The cast themselves are getting a new glimpse of Jesus. And we're coming from all kinds of backgrounds. We have all kinds of races, people, men and women. It's phenomenal. Yeah. God says, whosoever will may come.
That's really beautiful. And so it's at Goss Memorial Church on Friday, April 11th, and Saturday, April 12th at 6:30. And that is in Kenmore, right on Kenmore Boulevard on 11th Street. And so if you want to share the website one more time.
Yeah, it's the tomb is empty now @gmail.com. And that's all where you need to. If you have questions, you can send us an email. You can reserve your seats. We just ask if there's any gluten allergies or anybody that is giving up anything for Lent to let us know, so we make sure we have something for everybody to eat that evening.
That's wonderful. And I know you're also hoping to make this an ongoing thing and do this in the future, to have different shows that are based on biblical stories. And so that's really exciting. So if anyone out there is interested in coming alongside these guys and maybe supporting them financially or any other ways, you could send an email to that as well, right?
Yes.
All right.
Our goal is to have a faith-based drama team that, does a couple programs a year, and we visit parks and different churches to share the message of Christ.
All right. Thank you, Leisa. Thank you, Tom. Appreciate you both, and hope the show goes absolutely amazing. Thank you guys so much for watching here on Good Morning Akron. We had a great morning, and make sure you stay tuned. We've got more great stuff coming up next.